Hey, Determined Destiny family, it's Coach Kevin coming back at you with another video. Hey, I hope you guys have begun to enjoy your summer or got some summer plans, and I hope it includes a destination spot that you determine. You determine your destiny. That's what this is all about, right? So, hey, if you're new to the channel, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button down there below. And if you hear something you like as I'm talking through this week's video, I want you to leave a comment or hit the like button so we know that the conversation and the topic is right on point. Hey, so this week we're going to be really talking about how your mindset determines your destiny. So if you're new to the Determined Destiny family, each week we try to put out a new video that is specifically designed to help our young men be the best that they can be. That's what Determined Destiny is all about. Helping young men be more determined about their destiny and helping them understand that they are in control of their destiny. Because that's what the problem is most of the time. People just don't understand that you're in control of your destiny. So let's jump into this. So this week I want to talk about how your mindset will determine your destiny. It's all about how you think about something. So, for example, something happens to two different people. The same thing happens to two different people. Let's say they're in a car wreck. Two people are in a car wreck, and it's all a matter of how you look at that car wreck. Sure, it's an unfortunate event. Hopefully nobody got hurt, right? So we use that scenario. Nobody got hurt. It's an unfortunate event, but it's going to cause a setback in your life, right? So it's all about how you look at that. See, because the approach that you take from the time that thing happens moving forward is going to determine how bad that car wreck really is for you. It's about the mindset. So one person takes on the mindset of, man, this was an accident. It was unfortunate. I wish it would have never happened, but I got insurance, so it's going to be taken care of. It's cool. Life will go on. The other person takes on the mindset of, man, this accident happened. Why does things keep happening to me? Every time I turn around, something bad is happening to me. This is just another one of those things. Now I got to turn my car in and it's going to cause me to have to miss work or do this or do that. It's all about the mindset that we take when we have situations that happen in our life that will determine what the outcome is for us moving forward. So we got to keep a neutral mindset, not a negative mindset. When I say neutral, I mean like it's not good or bad. It's just something that happens. And you got to deal with that something that happens. But you got to stay in the right frame of mind to make that happen. So let's talk about this a little bit deeper. See, so destiny is not about like one person being chosen to have a better life than somebody else. Like when we talk about determining your destiny, some people struggle with grasping that concept in itself, that you get to determine your destiny. Because some people tend to think that good things are just going to happen for some people. You know, they're the lucky ones, or they're the blessed ones, or they're the ones that good things are designed for because of their family background, or they've got these looks, or they've got these intelligence and that sort of thing. But what I want to teach our young men, and I need your help with coaches, teachers, guardians, mentors, whoever's watching this video, as you're working with your young man, I need you to help them to understand that their destiny is dependent upon them and their desires and their work ethic and their mindset. Their mindset will determine their destiny. In having that right mindset, you open the door for good things to happen for you. And that's what we want to teach our young men, to stay in a right neutral mindset so good things can happen for you. See, when we talk about writing your destiny, it takes personal responsibility. It takes the determination to reach your maximum potential. You got to be willing to work for it. You got to be willing to put in the extra effort that starts in the mind. Because when you put up those barriers in your mind, then when something happens that creates a little bit of a struggle to get to that thing, then you'll stop and you won't pursue it any further. And that's when you're not going to stay on pace to reach your destiny. We've got to get that in our young men, that just because an obstacle presents itself doesn't mean we stop. We got to teach them how to push through. So you ask your young man to complete a chore, and he's not real sure how to complete that chore, but you want to challenge him. Let them have some productive struggle in that. Teach them how to struggle through it, but encourage them to keep going, keep pushing through. And then in that process, you're changing their mindset from thinking that I can't do something to proving to themselves that they can do something. But we got to be okay with that productive struggle. You got to ask questions that helps them struggle through it. You got to push them to the limits. Get them right up to the point of frustration, and then give them a little clue that helps them get through it. We got to be intentional about that and helping our young men develop the right mindset to overcome obstacles, be willing to think critically, take on challenges to get to your destiny. We got to help them get there. So, I want to talk about something else here. There's 7 ways to control your destiny, and talking about personal responsibility with this. So we got to establish positive daily habits and routines. I talk about this all the time, how important the daily habits and routines are in our life, whether it's getting up early in the morning, having a little meditation time, getting your clothes out the night before, getting that workout in the morning, and getting into that routine of I work out, I got some quiet time, I hit the shower, I get ready for school. That morning routine in itself sets you up for a successful day. Making sure that after that day happens, when we come home, you got an evening routine that you do. Whether that routine is just, relax, keep the TV off, let the brain have a little bit of downtime, let them sit and relax for, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, before they jump into their homework or start getting ready for practice or whatever that thing is. It needs to be a set routine that establishes that rhythm of practice in the brain so that you can be more successful at that thing. So that is super important that we establish those daily routines and habits. Another thing that I really want to emphasize for our young men to do in order to reach their destiny. We cannot make excuses. Man, this is one of the biggest things that I deal with when I'm working with my young men. They always got an excuse for why something didn't get done or why they couldn't accomplish a task or whatever. We've got to impart in their minds that we can't make excuses. We've got to find a way over an obstacle, around it, through it, whatever it is. You can't make an excuse. You got to keep going. Then we got to really talk to them about forgiving themselves when they do things wrong. We all got to learn this, even as adults. You got to be okay with forgiving yourself when you do something wrong, because none of us are perfect, right? We're going to have setbacks. We're going to make some mistakes. You've got to be able to forgive yourself, remain neutral, hit the reset, and do it again. Start over. Get it right. Whatever that is, get it right the next time. And then take action. Don't be afraid to take action when a decision needs to be made or something needs to be done. You're sitting there, you see that the dishes need to be done. You see that. You just put your bowl in the sink and the dishes are there and mama's not there or nobody's there to do it, or, take action. Get something done. Be productive. And that's what that's really all about. Teaching our young men to be productive and get things done. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was telling me how all his son does is play the game. And I'm like, man, it's our responsibility to teach our young men to put that controller down and go get active doing something else. Take action on doing something else so that the brain doesn't just become complacent with that. I know there's times when you're going to give them some downtime to do that, but we got to teach our young men to take action when action needs to be taken. This is a big one also. Stop blaming others. Teach our young men to stop blaming others, because if you're going to reach your destiny, if we're going to help our young men reach their destiny, they've got to understand that they are in control of their destiny. And they can't blame others when they don't make the team, or they didn't get selected for this, or they don't make the grade, or something good didn't happen for them. You can't blame others. You got to take responsibility for it and work that much harder, take action to make that thing happen the way you want it to happen. Never stop improving, growing, and reading. Never stop improving. If we just stuck there for just a little bit, we would really be able to dig into the mindset that it takes to never stop improving. I think about the story around Steph Curry and the amount of time that he used to spend in the gym and the hours that he spent in the gym improving his handles, improving his shot. And I heard a story about how they were talking about Steph would shoot free throws after practice, and he made himself swish 5 free throws in order to leave the gym. Swish them. Not just make them, but swish them. That right there is all about improving yourself. You've got to be willing to have some habits, set the bar high for yourself, and work to improve. Never stop growing. And that's in a lot of areas, right? Never stop growing mentally. Never stop growing in my compassion for others. Never stop growing in my ability to overcome obstacles or think critically. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. And then the last part of that is reading. Never stop reading, because if you're reading, you're leading. And I know this is something that our young men struggle getting into, really, right? A lot of people, I don't like to read. I don't like to read. I mean, nowadays you can read articles and books on your phone digitally. I still like print, but we've got to get in that habit of reading, because reading will help you grow your mind, grow your vocabulary, grow your thought processes, your ability to think. We got to encourage our young men to read. Finally, I want to talk about being in control of your emotions. A lot of time these days, people are talking about their young men having emotional problems or anger problems, or he's not empathetic. He doesn't care about others. And so we really got to help our young men be in control of their emotions. And that's where I'm talking about that being neutral. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Be in control of your emotions. Don't get angry just because somebody did something or something happened that you didn't like. We got to help our young men be in control of their emotions. Hey, I'm Coach Kevin. This is Determined Destiny. We're here to help our young men be more determined about their destiny. Again, hit the subscribe button. If I said something that you can resonate with, hit that like button. Leave some comments below and be looking out for the next video. Have a great one.